Hidden amid the Yucatan's foothills, archaeologists have uncovered something interesting in the Maya ruins. Amid the tumbled pyramids at the site of Kiuic, an international team headed by George Bay of Millsaps College and Tomas Galiarta of Mexico's Antiquities Ministry may have uncovered a clue to the famed collapse of the classic Maya civilization.
There was a rapid abandonment. I always say that REM song, "It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine," or "we feel fine," whatever. It doesn't look like this palace decayed. It looked like things were going full bore, construction was underway all over the place, and things stopped.
Further south, in modern-day Guatemala, the classic Maya civilization of pyramid monuments fell by 900 AD. At Kiuic, the team uncovered signs that when the ancient Maya left that site, they left in a hurry.
So what we've concluded is that what you're looking at are actually Maya walls for a building, a second story that was going up behind this that was never completed. The architect, the stonemasons, put the building down, the walls matched the stones, everything was ready to go, including the height of the building, the stones they'd use in the corners, and the spring of the vault, all ready for the laborers to take up there, and it never happened.
Surrounding these half-built palaces, the team has also found a half-built plaza, with one side plastered and completed, and the other side still just made of rough floor stones. And on a staircased hill above Kiuic, the team has found more hints that folks left here in a hurry.
We are standing on top of a site that's been dubbed Escalera al Cielo, or Stairway to Heaven, and is about 60 meters high up from the towering above the flatlands surrounding us in the Puc region of the Bolonchen district of Yucatan, Mexico.
Last year, excavation revealed pots and stone tools left in place in the kitchen as if the owners intended to return. This summer, they found 2 burials under the floor of the main room. Jade ornaments in the positions of the burials indicate they were elite members of the community.
So they buried their grandparents right under the floor there.
That's what we're calling them for now, just conforming to other patterns of residential burials. We think that these are ancestors of some kind that would have certainly had some special treatment and were placed in there with a number of whole vessels, whole ceramic vessels.
Excavation of a side room found more pottery, again left in place. Houses dotting the ridge are found with grinding stones perched next to doorways, as if expecting their owner's return. At the nearby site called Huntich Mul, Bill Ringel of Davidson College has been mapping similar homes.
So this is one example of how elites occupied the hilltops in the region. This particular building is probably one of the earlier structures we have. It's in what's called the early Puc style, rather simple facade, not a whole lot in terms of decoration.
Understanding how people left the site, occupied since 1000 BC, is a riddle left behind by the classic Maya of the Puc region.
There are a lot of people here. This area has had a higher population density in pre-Hispanic times than it does today. Now we do think that they probably abandoned it for the most part, probably not totally, somewhere around 850, 900, we're not exactly sure, and for reasons that are unknown as yet. One possible candidate is due to climatic change, that perhaps the rains were not as forthcoming as usual, and since people here depended upon water storage to survive, there were no rivers or ponds or that sort of thing. They were forced to move elsewhere. Other possibilities are perhaps agricultural pests, disease, warfare, although the latter is probably not quite as likely as the other possibilities. And we don't know also how uniform the abandonment was. It might have happened over the course of several decades. We just don't have that fine grain of dating as yet.
Warfare? Drought? Agricultural pests or environmental collapse? That's what the team hopes to discover in the rapid abandonment clues left behind in the region in and around Kiuic.
why they stopped. That's the question. I mean, everyone knows that there's this Maya abandonment, and most people understand now that it took hundreds of years across the Maya lowlands and that it took different forms. What we're trying to find out is we're at the end of that abandonment, 900 to 1,000. So this is one of the places that continued to flourish long after places like Tikal and Conquén and Palenque were abandoned. So what was going on here? What was the nature of that abandonment in the Puuc region? Because today, there's no one living here.
A Maya Pompeii? Perhaps. At the very least, the team has found an intriguing angle on exploring the collapse of the classic Maya civilization. At the Biological Reserve at Kiuic, I'm Dan Vergano with USA Today.